Chapter 12. Healy doesn't move or make a sound as Gecko and RJ wrap a towel around his head. The trickles of blood from the nose and ears have stopped, but the wound at the back of the skull is still oozing. At the curb, Terrence is working with a flathead screwdriver on the lock of an old Toyota Camry, jamming and twisting vigorously. For all the stolen vehicles Gecko has driven for Rubin and Company, this is the first time he's ever witnessed the procedure firsthand. He's amazed at how quickly Terrence is inside the car, prying open the steering column with a flathead. Still, it can't be fast enough for Gecko, not under the circumstances. Hang in there, Mr. Healy. There's a roar as the engine catches. RJ takes hold of the patient under the arms, while Gecko lifts by the ankles. It's like carrying an inanimate object, a dead weight. No, not dead, not yet. Terrence rushes over to help, supporting the torso from underneath. Together, the three of them manage to lay Healy across the rear seat. Terrence tries to make his escape then, but RJ horse-collars him and stuffs him in with the group leader. I'm late for a meeting, he complains. Besides, there's no room. He pulls back a split second before RJ slams the door shut on his face. Gecko clicks the child locks. The rush is familiar to Gecko. I'm driving again, but nothing can erase the tragedy on the fire escape. Where's the hospital? RJ's eyes widen. You don't know? We're not allowed 100 feet from school. You think I've done the grand tour? Terrence lowers the window. Hey, it's almost 1 a.m., but the avenue is busy. Where's the nearest hospital around here? Eventually, someone directs them to Yorkville Medical Center on Lexington Avenue and 87th Street. Gecko swings the Camry across 4 lanes of traffic, drawing a cascade of angry horns. A truck pulls away from the curb directly into their path. Gecko stomps on the brakes and they lurch to a halt inches from collision. Healy's unconscious body tumbles off the seat onto Terrence. Shock followed by revulsion. Aw, man, he's bleeding on me! RJ twists around to help push the patient back onto the seat. That's good news. Dead men don't bleed. Never before, Gecko is certain, has anyone coaxed such speed out of a Toyota Camry. The sedan hurtles across 96th Street to Lexington. They run a red light, shooting the gap between 2 accordion buses, and roar downtown into the fire lane. The street signs fly by, 91st, 90th, 89th. There it is, Yorkville Medical Center. He aims the Camry up the circular drive to the overhang marked emergency. The trio hoists Healy out of the back seat. The automatic doors slide open with a whoosh that nearly startles them into dropping him. Leave him outside, hisses Terrence. I'll make sure they know he's here. They prop Healy gently against the wall. Hiding his face behind a cane, Terrence pokes his head into the emergency room and bellows, "Oh my God, he's bleeding!" and dives into the open rear door of the Camry. As they peel away and an ambulance howls up the drive, blocking them in, Gecko shifts into reverse and stomps on the accelerator. The peace of Lexington Avenue is shattered by a cacophony of angry horns as the Camry powers backward into moving traffic. Taxis whiz past on both sides. Enraged drivers shout and shake their fists. Gecko throws the Toyota into drive and they catch up with the flow of vehicles. He checks the mirror for signs of pursuit. So far, so good. Terrence pulls a leather wallet from his pocket and rifles through it listlessly, plucking out cash and credit cards. He unfolds a crumpled slip of paper and examines it in dismay. Figures, the alarm code. If we'd had this an hour ago, nobody would have set foot on that fire escape. Gecko was appalled. That's Healy's wallet? We're racing to save his life and you're robbing the guy? Terrence looks disgusted. Fine, we'll just max his plastic with cash advances. It's not enough to toss him off a building? Gecko seethes. Credit card fraud, man. He won't have to pay, and we need the dollars to get out of town. Who said anything about leaving? RJ puts in. Think I'm thrilled about it? Terrence retorts sourly. I'm the only one who appreciates this place, but it's nuts to hang around the jurisdiction now. We're federal prisoners, RJ reminds him. The whole country is our jurisdiction. If we try to run, they'll find us. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but sooner or later. You talk like we've got a choice, Terrence says bitterly. Healy was trying to help us, RJ points out. Maybe he still will. Doesn't matter, Terrence explodes. Whatever Healy was doing, it's busted. What's the first thing he's going to say when he wakes up? Where are the guys? And then a whole lot of men in blue will come knocking on our door. Yeah, but Healy knows that too, RJ reasons. Sure, he's mad, but if he spills the beans, everything he worked for is gone. So he phones the apartment. We answer. We apologize like crazy and promise not to move a muscle until he gets home. Tomorrow morning he gets released and life goes on. Gecko stops the car in a yowl of burning rubber. The three of them stare at one another for a long moment. Terrence is the first to find his voice. You're no murderer, he tells RJ. Only an innocent man could dream of a plan like that. Do you think it could work? Gecko asks anxiously. Only if we all stick together, RJ tells him. If one of us disappears, there'll be an investigation. Then we'll never keep tonight a secret. He looks pointedly at the backseat passenger. Terrence sighs. I'm in. Gosh, I'll try anything once. The Camry's original parking space has already been taken, so they ditch the car in the nearest open spot. Gecko works at some of the bloodstains using a package of wet ones from the glove compartment, with limited success. The wreckage of the Infinity is on his mind as he scrubs. Caught in the firestorm unleashed by that accident, there was never time to apologize for messing up a really nice car. There's always so much to be sorry for. We should go, RJ urges. Healy could be calling any minute. Their building is blessedly quiet. No squad cars cordon off the block. No police line tape surrounds the upended trash cans where Healy fell. They go in the same way they went out, via the fire escape. RJ hauls the heavy access ladder back into place. They're covering their tracks, setting everything right again. Yet one of their number is missing in action. The apartment is just as they've left it, yet it feels as alien as a biosphere on Mars. In their New York life, Healy was everything. Nothing can be the same without him. The phone sits silent atop the TV cabinet next to the repaired bowling trophy. The message light is not flashing. The waiting begins. An hour. 2 hours. 3. RJ gets up to go to the bathroom, and his heavy footsteps jar loose the glued-on figure of the bowler, which clatters to the floor. In the 4 a.m. quiet, the noise is a bomb blast. Terrence jumps to his feet. That pizza place on 3rd is 24 hours. Who's hungry? He plucks a few bills out of Healy's wallet on the table. That's not your money, Gecko tells him. Why do you think Healy gets those government checks, Terrence argues. To feed us. The front door alarm is the next hurdle. RJ punches the code into the keypad. There's a beep and the system disarms. Finally, something has gone right. It's hard to remember the last time. I'll be back, Terrence promises. Gecko is not convinced and says so. RJ shrugs. He's got nowhere to go. Still, when the boy from Chicago returns 40 minutes later, the relief in the apartment is palpable. Terrence picks up on the vibe. You thought I was going to blow. He sets the pizza box on the kitchen table. Thought so myself for a while. The steaming pie sits untouched. Everyone is starving. No one has an appetite. 5 a.m., Gecko asks the question that's on everyone's mind. What if Healy doesn't call? He doesn't say what his brain won't stop screaming. What if he's dead? There are other possibilities. He could still be unconscious. He could have no access to a phone. Or he could be dead. Please, gosh, please don't let him be dead. RJ thinks it over. Our plan was to act like everything's normal. That's still on. You mean go to school? Gecko asks. Terrence makes a face. I hardly ever went to school when my old man chased me down the street with a shovel. You expect me to go voluntarily? If we ditch, it gets reported to Mrs. Vaughn, RJ points out. She may be the least of our problems now, but she can still put us behind bars. What about garbage picking and therapy? Terrence stares at the big boy. Not those two? RJ sucks in a deep breath. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. For all we know, Healy's on his way home right now. But until he's back, we're obedient little robots doing everything we're programmed to.